All right, man.
Do you smell what Ricky-Bobby is cooking?
Dude, I don't know, but there was a whole bunch of races we're going to talk about, right? I mean, God damn it, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little early for that, but yeah, so we're going to talk about MotoGP and World Superbike, Red Bull Rookies Cup. And I got to say, like, we got to talk about the most important race of this past weekend is
Yes.
AHRMA at Pitt Race, right? Because
Yes.
our very own Ricky-Bobby was on the box. Yeah, show us your little plaque. Go ahead. Oh, look at that. He podiumed at AHRMA.
That was
So,
a crazy race.
Tell me how it went.
Dude, first off, the drive went like super quick because the 12 hours to get up there I was like dreading it. And I was trying to get a couple
12-hour
buddies.
drive went super quick.
It did. I'm not kidding. I was trying to get a couple buddies. My buddy Will Posse was possibly going to come. And then my buddy Tyson thought about coming too, but ended up driving up there and then practice on Friday. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get some decent laps in here. I got 6 laps for a whole day, and that sucked. I got barely enough time to figure out where the track went and what gear to be in, and different sections of the track. But the track was amazing. Holy crap, dude! It was like it's a big track, but it feels small. And all the tight turns from turn 2 all the way down to turn 4 to go up the hill was wild, man. It was super cool. But so, anyways,
the elevation.
Oh, it was awesome. And it was blind to everywhere. It reminds me a lot of Barber, but like a small track version of Barber, but it's still probably the same length. That's the weird part. Yeah. But super fun. The track was really nice. The facilities were amazing. So really stoked to have there, but nobody raced there. There's barely any people that raced there because it was the first time AHRMA raced there. Yeah. So nobody really got any understanding. So I'm like, look, I'm just trying to make it through the race. I wasn't expecting anything so I could get to Barber Vintage Fest because that was my goal, and I wanted to keep the bike shiny. And it rained later on Friday, so I didn't get any track time. Anyways, we get into the race on Saturday because I was only racing Saturdays because I had to head home.
Yeah.
And, dude, craziest race I've ever been in. So much carnage, bikes everywhere.
Dude, didn't you tell me, like, I think you told me, didn't you say like the front 2 rows of people just... I
was on the 4th row. When we regridded up, there were 4 bikes in front of me. That was it. So I was like, they were all gone.
Carnage?
They were all gone. And I was like, I felt so bad, but I'm like, man, I got a clear shot to turn 1 and I can follow these fools into turn 1 and then I'll make a couple passes. I had 3 laps. And then I managed a last lap pass going up and over the hill from Woodham to like turn 5 or whatever, down into the start of the switchbacks. And I outbroke this dude going in. His name's Tony, and made it through and then gapped him a little bit and came across the line. So it was sick, dude. I had a good time.
I was checking in with you over the weekend and you sounded like you were having a great time. And I got to be honest with you, man. I was a little jealous now that you've actually raced more than me this year already.
Yeah, 2 race weekends.
You had 2 race weekends, and I've had none.
But you've been on track way more than me, so I guess that's.
Well,
and like I got to give a shout out to my buddy Steve if you're watching, buddy. He's back in Chicago. Super nice cat. He let me know that he watched the show. And I was super thankful for that. So, Steve, thank you, buddy. And hopefully we got some new viewers I met some great people at the track. So, Steve, let me do a little walk around too. So we'll have the video out on
that's cool.
YouTube channel. Yeah.
I mean, I'm appreciative that people are actually watching us talking about motorbike stuff. I think it's so cool. And, I was at Podium Club yesterday with Chavi Flores, and we had a little skeleton crew. Literally, it was like Stan Bowley and Walker, and me. That's it. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, let me drill something. And no, I'm just a timing bitch, like whatever. And but yeah, Chavi, super positive attitude, and dude, he went quick, man. He went really quick. And Big John from Podium Club, like he was a good sport and did a little weekend hangover program.
Yeah, that was awesome. For us. Real thankful for him for that.
Yeah, dude, that was only take 2. Like he didn't.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
he did it in like 2 takes. That's it. The first take, he was all blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what, dude? What was that? So,
welcome everybody to Weekend Hangover.
yes.
Please like and subscribe our channel.
Or as Ryan says, mash all the buttons.
Yeah, mash all the buttons.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in on the show. We got lots to talk about with Misano and Magny-Course. And we got
shit. Who's this
the
kid?
young man himself. Oh yeah, we got you, bud.
All right, perfect.
Oh shit, is that like the talented young rider in Supersport there?
Yeah. 2-time Twins Cup champion, my man Blake Davis from
Virginia?
from Virginia.
Yep.
Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, bud.
Yeah, so been racing since I was 3. Got in Moto America when I was 14. I've managed 2 championships, which, we weren't really expecting either of those years to
managed.
go that way. Yeah, right. And then, so 2 Twins Cup championships. Now I'm on the Yamaha R6 in Supersport, racing against the big dogs.
Yeah, you are. It's been awesome. I've known Blake since 2015 when I met him and his awesome dad, Mike, at Heron Compound, having to help your dad get out of the motorhome or get into the motorhome because he locked himself out.
Yeah.
And dude, you were ripping on your 65 against a formidable Kayla Yakov. You guys were tearing each other up that weekend, man. It was such a sight to see. I think there were 9. It was crazy. They were beating up Josh. You were beating up Josh on his 100. It was awesome to watch.
Wow.
I always loved the minis. The minis were a blast.
Yeah, that Grom that your dad had put the Honda CBR 1000 fairing on it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, right. We zip tied it together.
Yeah, that thing.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, we'll get into it. Man, thank you again for coming. I know you're in Texas getting ready to race this weekend, so really appreciate your time. We'll get into it. I think World Superbike, that was a big one from the weekend.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, dude, Blake's watched the races too. Like he didn't fuck around. No. I think he did skip Rookies Cup.
Yes, I did.
And you know what, man? I take that for the team, dude. Like I'm a supporter of Christian Daniel. And but yeah, I'm stoked to hear that you watched the races, man. Like what do you think was the biggest storyline? Obviously World Superbike, right? But like
really you have to say Top Rack. Top Rack being out this weekend was huge, which I hope he heals up quick. That was a big crash. Really big.
Yeah.
Dude. He's lucky to be alive, honestly.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Apparently Marco Melandri talked about that corner back in 2011 about how bad it was. I heard that on the somebody was talking about that on the news channels or whatever. So that was a big deal. But dude's out. He's got a huge gap. So who capitalized this weekend? It was wild to see because it was anybody's game, right?
I mean, Bulaga being. I think he threw away some of his chances, but then he also collected some in the sprint and in race 2. Race 1, I think he just had to finish the race and he kind of threw away a good chance.
Right. Well, I think another big storyline, obviously the people that failed to capitalize, Bautista ended up, crashing out of race 2 and was out of the sprint race and then was out for race 2 completely.
Yep. He got hurt.
Alex Lowe's could have capitalized, I think, and he threw it away in race 1. Race 2, though, that guy, I would say he earned redemption for sure, right? Like Lowe's looked like a lunatic.
Man possessed. It was
dude.
Wild.
He was like that A group guy at a track day that like accidentally went out in the C group. That's what everybody looked like with Lowe's. Like,
he tore through the field. I mean, he came. They showed him on screen for like maybe a lap or so, and I think just in that lap he passed like 3 or 4 people. It was insane how quick he was coming through.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really aggressive. Like I hadn't seen that guy ride like that
ever. I don't think I've seen him ride like that forever.
Yeah.
I don't honestly think I've ever seen him ride this well, period.
Yeah.
To be totally honest, probably not since his BSB days when he was competing on the Honda. But dude, he, him and his brother are both kind of like good riders, but they've never been consistent. He has been consistent almost this whole time. He's been a crasher, and he hasn't been crashing. And he's got that bike dialed, man. It is so awesome to see.
And it's weird seeing that because, the other guy that used to be the Cowie hero is the Yamaha guy now. And that dude, he really hasn't gotten going,
My man, the wine man, Mr. Kirk, brought up a good point. Is it Lowe's or is it Lowe's and crew chief combo? Lowe's has Johnny Razel crew chief.
Right.
So I think that's the difference maker for sure.
That's a good point, Kirk. Thanks for pointing that out. Right.
Where's my bottle of wine?
Yeah. Lily is still waiting on that bottle of wine that Kirk said, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think it's in the truck.
A lot of that stuff though. I mean, Johnny Ray having his arm in a sling, and he was out for the weekend.
Done.
So the mixed conditions. The other thing, I don't really pay too much attention to World Supersport, but I did. What's that guy's name?
Dude. Huerta? Yeah, Adrian Huertas in that
Huertas,
crazy crash.
Dude, like how many times did that dude crash but still not crash? Like he should have crashed like 4 or 5 times, and then ends up taking part of the sign with him. Like, dude, I would take that sign home and put that on my wall, bro.
I mean, he hit the wall with his front tucked. Like his front was sideways, and he's hitting the wall like, just crossed up the whole time. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's been wild.
Yeah, Cody Krager is pointing out that Gerloff sent it down the road while leading in race 1.
Yeah, that was such a bummer.
Dude, Gerloff, it's like he's wrapping up his time at BMW, and it's like
now he shows up.
Now it's like, dude, now all of a sudden it's like a switch is hit. It looks like he's found something.
Yeah. Well, he's always been late season. He always, it takes him a while to get going in the season, and then he takes off.
Since he's been in Superbike, you mean?
Yeah. It's just like every year he's always late in the season and he starts doing better.
Dude,
I don't know what it is.
I really hope to see that guy do better. And what do you think? What do you think he's gonna do next year on the
McCowie?
Yeah, the whatever. What's in it?
Pichetti,
right?
Pichetti.
Yeah. What do you predict he'll do on that thing, or will he finish about the same where he's been finishing? Or
really watching right now, besides Alex Lowe's, nobody can ride the Cowie. Bassani had an okay weekend this weekend. He was farther up than he usually was, but nobody else is even close. So I think you have to stand
that
out.
dude. What's his name? Alex. Yeah.
Axel.
Bassani, right? So Axel, I don't know. He looked like he had some pace on good tires, and then when the tires went off, he went backwards. Am I crazy to think that?
I can see that. I can see that.
He's a V4 guy. He's been a V4 guy for a while.
He ripped on the duck last year. He was
Yeah.
So
oh look, I'm getting some comments coming in too. So that's kind of fun. Wow. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about you, Blake. You're apparently some rock star kid. I don't know. Future Yamaha over here, people. Right here.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Just trying to act the part right now.
You what?
I'm just trying to act the part right now.
Yeah, is that right? So, you know what, man? Before we get really diving deep into like MotoGP and stuff, like talk about how your season's going, dude. Like, what's it like racing against the lunatics of PJ and Matt Skoltz?
Well, it's been
Tyler too.
Yeah, right. Even Tyler on his good weekends, when Tyler's fast, he's fast. There's no, he definitely knows how to ride a motorcycle. And really this year for me, it's just been up and down. Like I had a good race at Atlanta, race 1, and then race 2, I threw it down the road. And that's kind of how my whole season's been. I have my good weekends, and then I have my weekends where I just struggle to get down to that pace quick enough. Most of the weekends I'll find leader's pace by the end of the race, but then it's way too late. I need to qualify good and need to be run with them the whole time. So, for first year, we were expecting top 10. I'm sitting 4th in the championship right now, and I want to say I'm like 13 points behind Jake Lewis, somewhere around there. So, we're close.
That's another hitter, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. So, and then obviously PJ and Matt, they're insane. They've been dominating almost all year. My good races, I'll run with them. Like Atlanta, Barber, Laguna race 2. I kind of got held up at the beginning, but then I held a gap consistent. Like,
right.
Qualifying is a big thing for me, and I need to get some of these weekends that aren't going the best. I need to get those weekends started earlier.
Okay.
Well, that's a good point. Cody Krieger said that you are the top non-X Superbike rider.
Yes. We over the off season, it was kind of funny. I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, Chavi left. I'm trying to think who all I'd left this season, or prior to this season. There was quite a few people out, and I was like, okay, like I should have a good shot at a top 5 in the championship. And then we have all these guys dropping back, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to fight for it now. So definitely crazy. I think Tyler's one to watch out for at the end of the season. He's gonna be quick for sure.
Yeah, Tyler, that dude has had quite the weird season for him, right?
Yes, definitely. And he's right behind me in points now, so I have to be on it.
Yeah, man, you gotta step up your game, dude. Don't let that dude beat you.
Yeah, right.
Man, I remember watching because I've known Blake for a long time, and his dad would let me crash in their trailer when I would come to the weekends and I needed a place to stay. And man, you and Tyler were always battling, dude.
Me and Tyler had a solid 2 or 3 seasons where he was on an NSF 250 and I was on a RS 125. So they're about the same speed, and we would throw down. We would go 3 laps almost side by side the whole time, bumping each other. Always amazing races.
Yeah.
Always.
So, what do you think it is that you're that you need to run with the likes of Matt and PJ on the regular?
Really, I think a lot of it's just me. I need to come into the weekends with better mentality. Not necessarily that I'm down on myself, but just kind of coming in and not being fired up and ready to go. Like I have to come in first practice session and go P1. Like I have to go, and like I said, just start my weekends early. That's the biggest thing for me right now. I'll go out and I'll be 10th in practice 1. And so if you're second off in practice 1, everyone's going to drop time in qualifying. So now you're 2 seconds off, and it just builds on itself.
Shit.
So those weekends that I come out swinging early are always the best weekends for me.
Well, there you go, man. Problem solved.
Exactly. Easy as that, right?
Just send it.
Right? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What do you think of the parity in that class? There's a lot of talk about, the different bikes and stuff, and the R6 is long in the tooth, and and then there's other people that are saying, oh, the R6 is too much power, and it's like, dude, you're giving up a lot of CCs.
Yeah, right. There's every bike has its strengths and weaknesses, right? The Ducati gets off the corner really well. I think the Yamaha, struggles off the corner, but then it has good top speed. The Yamaha handles really well. I think that's one of the strongest points, this side of the tire. And so you see Matt he self-admit he struggled to it. Struggled to get used to the bike, riding on the edge of the tire, and once he figured it out, he hasn't stopped. But the Suzuki's kind of a good all-around, I feel like in the middle almost everywhere. the Ducati's definitely off the corner, really good. And yeah, I feel like I honestly think they're really even. I think they did a really good job.
So you excited to race at Austin, Texas this weekend?
Yeah, I've never ridden here, so it's gonna be a blast coming in new track, and kind of just gonna go all out first session. Like I said, I need to be up there first session, but I kind of just, like you said, I got to send it now, so it's on.
And you guys get an opportunity to like walk the track or whatever before you go out and send it, right?
Yeah, I'll do a track walk, and then the hard thing for me really is we don't have much time before qualifying. Like we have, I think it's a 25-minute practice session, then we're straight into Q1. So we really
fun times.
Get up to speed. Yeah, right.
Really? Shiloh and Emerson got their money cut out for them getting the bike set up ready to go, huh?
Oh yeah, I think I don't know. I think we're gonna be good. I think we come out with such a good base setup at most of the rounds. Like we come out and in practice, the bike feels great. I go out and most of the time I come in and I'm like, I just need to go faster. Bike feels good. I just got to get on the gas.
So nice. What are you doing to learn that new track? Are you one of those video gamers?
So I have played a few games with it. I tried that before my first time going to Laguna a few years ago, and it's not the same. It's nowhere close. It's you know what direction the track goes, but still, you're going out blind. And yeah, I got here a little bit early, did a photo shoot, and we walked around Austin. I came to the track for, I think, 2 of the days. There was a track day here this past weekend, and so I came to the track and just walked around. I went and watched about every turn and just kind of seeing what I could see, really. But
so what are you seeing?
Really, what's going to be blind? What curbs I can run over. I know we have some good paint here, so you can run over some of those inside curbs. And other than that,
how about the gearbox? Like, looks like you're going to be busy in the gearbox, up and down, right?
Yeah, definitely. So this year, I've loved it. It's been so nice having auto blip. On the R7, you're in the Twins the last 2 years. It's all in the hand. You got to slip the clutch with your hand, and you really have to work it. The R6 is so easy. You can throw it up and down whenever you want. It's so nice.
Yeah. Dude, I got to be honest with you, man. Like, I'll just admit it. I'm kind of a needy bitch. So, like, I don't even want to ride bikes without auto blipper no more.
It's hard now. It's hard.
Right? Like, oh, it doesn't have auto blipper. Never mind.
Yeah, just too lazy. Don't want to pull the clutch.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Feel that.
Yeah, me and my old Triumph, my old trusty Triumph in the non-auto blip. I mean, I was looking at trying to do the 765 swap on my bike, but everybody was like, it ain't worth it. It's not going to be as fast. So I don't mind it. I mean, dude, I totally know I had to learn Pitt like fresh, and the videos never do it justice. You know what I mean? Like any new track, you're like, oh, I kind of get an idea where it goes, but you got to get out there and just figure it out. So
it's different. It's so different when you get out
there. Never been able to learn the track through that. I rode around Podium Club in the rental car talking to Chavi, and dude, his process is nuts, dude. He's like, yeah, so you see the 300 right there. Like we're going down the back straightaway, and he's talking about the 300 foot sign. He's like, yeah, so I go to the 300, and I try that, then I push. And I'm just like, what, dude? The dude's nuts. So
yeah, I remember when Nate was talking about doing that lap with Top Rack, and he was like, and just blowing the corner, and he was like, I don't know how he kept it up. Yeah, you can totally tell. It's just all those European dudes that race World Superbike are all used to it. They're all late breakers. So
last year, I did a one-off Supersport race at Road America, and I was around Chavi in one of the, I don't know if it was qualifying 2 or practice, what it was, but I was around him on track, and he came, I sit up on the brakes, and he came probably like 2 brake markers past me, and then he hits the brakes, and he blows the turn, runs off track. Next lap, same thing. So like he went off, so I went back by him. Next lap, same thing. He blows by me off track again. Third time he comes around, he blows by me, but he makes the corner that time, and I'm like, oh man, that's embarrassing. He just passed.
That's how he's learning.
You're right.
Yep.
He passed me from a long ways back, gapped me, and made the turn, all just on the brakes. Like, definitely some big learning things just riding with him.
Oh yeah, that's big. That's
Right
big.
on.
So one thing we did forget to talk about World Superbike before we get going moving forward was Garrett Gerloff on the podium in race 2.
Team America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, dude, he rode, we were talking about how he was leading the race and he's coming in late in season, but
yeah,
I mean, dry race, full length race, gets on the box. That was huge. And he beat Mikey, which was a big deal.
Top BMW.
That was awesome. You could tell he was so pumped to be up there. Everybody was pumped for him.
Yeah.
That was great to see.
Like you saw on the feed, right? Like even his old crew from the GRT
Yamaha.
Yeah, the GRT team. Like they came out and were like, yeah, dude. So
yeah, they were so pumped for him.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, what's that?
I love Gerloff because like him and Loris Baz both, everywhere they go, like the teams love them. They always seem like they're so funny and just relaxed. They definitely leave a mark wherever they go.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Absolutely.
Can't say much about Redding, but and I like Scott Redding. I think he's got a great personality, but I just don't think he just puts so much stress on himself, and you can just tell he has this like level that he has to be at, and if he doesn't get there, then he's just like crushed for the weekend.
It's so weird because that guy was consistently at the front when he was on the Ducati, and yeah,
it sucks. I think he's such a good personality to have, like Jack Miller. Same thing. The personality helps the series and elevates the series where you have somebody to cheer for. Because, dude, every time he doesn't make it, you're like, oh, man, he's just so close. And then when he does, everybody goes nuts.
Because you saw in race 2, like, Redding had a good little scrap with Gerloff. Yeah. He actually put a pass on Gerloff, and then that didn't work out.
Nope.
Gerloff's like, yeah, dude, that's not happening.
Yeah.
And I think Redding, even in race 2, he could have had a better finish. A few late mistakes, but like he was right up there in the top 5, and he cleans up his race a little bit, and I think he's going to be a solid top 5 contender.
Right on.
Yeah, for sure. But like we don't know where he's going next year.
Right.
He has BMW. BMW owns him, and
BMW owns him.
Well, they don't own him, but they got a contract. Yeah. They're paying him a buttload of money for next year, and he has no idea. He could just sit around and do nothing. But yeah,
maybe he could be a test rider. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Well, they already got Nate Kern for that, so
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on to Moto 2. Or actually, no, Dustin. Why don't we get your Rookies Cup? Yeah.
So I had some pretty good chats with the Daniels, Christian and his dad a little bit over the weekend. And, he's getting comfortable running getting up to the top 10 pace, and he can actually do top 5 times, but that pack is so competitive that, he's had like getting up to them and riding with them is one thing. Getting by them is a whole nother thing. It's like another plan, I guess. And, but the big takeaway from the weekend, I think, is that Christian got re-signed to come back to Rookies next year.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, like, if you watch the Rookies Cup races, like Peter Clifford is still like announcing, right? And he's got another guy too announcing, but Peter Clifford, that dude's been around since even John Hopkins rode for his team.
Yeah, Peter Clifford,
right? Mm-hmm. And that dude, every time they talk about Christian Daniels, they're talking about how Christian Daniel is like the up and coming talented kid from the US. That's what they're saying. So
it's good.
I think it's rad. I think it's rad. So Wish that kid the best of luck next season. I think he's got to wrap up his ETC thing. I don't think that's over yet, but Rookies Cup is done for the year.
Yeah, Rookies Cup is done for the year.
Yeah.
First American to be re-signed to Rookies Cup since when? I think since like, didn't JD or Cam do 2 years?
I don't recall.
One of those guys did 2 years a while back in like the late 2000s.
Yeah.
That's about it, because nobody's else. We haven't really had an American over there.
Not in a while. I mean, the last.
Oh,
American,
SDK.
Yeah, SBK. I don't know if he did an extra year though.
I know Rocco was over there for a while.
Rocco was over there for a couple of races, and COVID basically killed the season for him.
Okay.
Yeah. Gabe Hernandez the third, G3. He did a season, and that was it. He was out.
Yeah.
And now he's like a dentist or something.
Miguel Oliveira.
Right.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's awesome. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. So Moto 2.
Yeah. Dude, Sergio Garcia. What happened to him? Holy moly. Dude's nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
No more championship lead. AHRMA took that, and dude's crushing it.
Blake and I were talking offline. I looked it up. When was the last time a Japanese rider won the World Championship in Moto 2? And it was Nakagami in like 11. So it's been a minute.
Yep.
So good on him. Like that dude's ripping. And for a while it looked like Aaron Canet was gonna, like, he looked like he was coming back onto form. It's like, shit, dude, that's the same guy from back in the day.
Yeah.
And then he had it there, like he hung in there, but he just couldn't get back by.
No.
So
no. And
watching Aaron Canet, and he was one of my favorites coming into the Moto 2 season. Like
really?
Yeah, I was really pumped up. I thought he had something this year, and honestly, I did not expect Garcia to be anywhere close, and seeing him for the first, a little over half the season, just destroying everything.
Yeah,
was a huge surprise to me. It really flipped the world upside down.
Do you think that a guy like Aaron Canet, he'd just been so set that he couldn't get along with the Pirellis after being on the other tires for so long, or?
Yeah, I definitely think a lot of it was a tire. Like, I don't know if you remember Qatar from the beginning of the season, but I think it was him. He was like leading the race or pretty close to it, and then just all of a sudden dropped back quite a ways. And I mean, I think the tires were just a huge change. Same with Tony Arbolino. Last season he was rolling, and then this season now he's just starting to make his
he's starting to get going.
Right, but just I think the tires mess with so many people.
Right.
Yeah, I think Jake Dixon's another one.
Yeah, right. Same thing.
Right.
So it's not now. It's like the season's completely flip flop now that all the guys are kind of up to speed, and now it's making it a lot harder. So this is the worst time to like start struggling, I think, because you built up such a lead, and then AHRMA was out for a race in Austria, and then he got lost a chunk of points. Joe, lost some good opportunities, and
like, what's going on with Joe this season, man? Like, he looked like he was rolling. Like, we had high hopes for that dude. He led the championship for like a round or two.
Yeah.
I think that injury really put a beating on him. I mean, he was out for a race and came back, and he was doing good at Aragon last weekend, and then wasn't able to finish that race. And like, I think it's just really hit his confidence the second half of the season. The injury, having to crash after finally getting back up to it, I think a lot of it's just beating on him now. Yeah,
I agree.
I was listening to the Gypsy Tales podcast with the Seven Deuce, the rapper dirt biker, and they were talking about, it was a really interesting topic about compound interest in racers, and as you ride and you get the laps in and all that stuff, you build all this interest, and then when you crash and hurt yourself, you cash in, and then you got to build it back up again. So that, you know, the more you have in your bank account, the more experience, the more skill, the more confidence, and you're up at the front. And then when you have that accident,
you have to start over, basically.
You got to start over and build it back up. Yep. And you know, I look at it also as like data with your brain. You know, you got to build the database back up, because now you have kind of that question in your mind when you're like, you know, how much can I push? And I got to build all that database and get the predictability back in your brain, so that you can make all those minute decisions and quick reactions to be able to stick with the fast guys. So,
yeah, and I think it hits everybody different. Like, I mean, obviously, you see some people have these big crashes. Like, I think Toprak will. Toprak, I think, is going to come back and keep killing it. You know, he might have, if he makes the next round, it might be struggle of a round. Then I think right after that, he's going to come back kicking. I don't think, you know, it's going to mess with him that much. And then I do think there are other riders that it definitely breaks a little bit worse.
Yeah. I mean, we have our commenter here. Chunky Buns says, hey, it's like Mark Marquez. You know, the dude sucked all of the ass forever, and then wins 2 weekends in a row, and now the fanboys think he's God again.
Hey, I'll die on Marquez's side. I'll die on his side.
You're on Marquez's side?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Careful, Blake. You might have to be on the hook for a bet.
Do not take this kid's money.
Dude.
I don't have money.
No, she's not going to take his money. He don't have any money, dude.
Yeah, right.
He races motorbikes.
Exactly.
He doesn't have any money.
Oh, man. Yeah, no. I think that, you know, Joe definitely has to get back on the horse, and I think he's going to get faster as time goes on, but I think he's just making too many mistakes right now, trying to catch up.
You saw he re-signed.
Yeah. So, and he wasn't getting the trackhouse right. So, like, okay, just end the season, get better, and just roll into next season, and don't expect to win, but work your ass off to win.
That's in that class. It's so stacked, like
Stackter.
No, Stackter's our thing, dude. That's
okay.
Euro stuff. They don't get the Stackter title. Come on, man.
Yep.
No, but I mean, it's a bunch of murderers. You know, I mean, how many guys are within a second in qualifying? I mean,
dude, like 15, 16.
Yeah, dude, like top 20 dudes within a second and a half. Like, that's crazy. So, you know, every one of those dudes is a bunch of they're all axe murderers, and so, you know, any given weekend, one of them could take the front. It's not like one or two guys are getting away every weekend. It's just not. It's not the reality. So
they're running in packs of like 3, 4, 5.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
well, let's you want to roll in
MotoGP?
Let's do it. I know Chunky Buns is dying to trash on Mark winning 2 in a row. Now, I did find a stat. So was it 1,043 days between wins, and Rossi was 993 between wins when he left Yamaha and came back to Yamaha, and those 2 years at Ducati. So,
yeah, I mean, I think the difference between Marquez going to the best bike and Rossi going to arguably the worst bike at the time, it's not the same.
No.
You know, I'm not like I'm not going to shit on Marquez's talent or anything, because that dude's a lunatic and he's fucking.
Yeah. I mean, the kid is an amazing
crazy
talent.
Shit on a bike, gets away with murder, got away with murder for a long time before you finally got him.
Cashed in.
You know, that dude, he's not the fucking GOAT. Sorry. He's not Rossi. He's never going to be Rossi. Too fucking bad, fanboys. You know, go fuck yourself. Like, that's where I'm at, dude. He's not the GOAT. He's never going to be the GOAT. Sorry.
I looked at the
Max
numbers.
Van. Sorry.
Brian.
Max Van's dad.
I just looked at the numbers, and it's like 28 more wins just to tie him. So
Right.
in GP wins.
Right.
GP wins total. So
Right.
that's a lot. And the kids are just getting faster and faster, and they're
Yeah.
all coming up. And Rossi was still winning into his late 30s. 38
dude.
was his last year, and he almost won the championship at 36.
Yeah, he
Missed by
almost won it until
4
Marcus
points.
Pride and all.
4 points. So, you know,
Like, oh, he clipped me.
I think that he did a hell of a job getting through that crazy race. What the hell was Martin thinking?
Dude, what was Martin thinking? Like, who made that call?
So I love Martin. I love Martin.
Me too.
I was so pissed off after that race. Just watching it, I was getting so fired up. He just built up this big lead with Pecco crashing out of the last race, and he had a perfect shot. He just had to sit there and follow Pecco, and it sprinkled for half a lap, and he came right into the pits. It was not what I wanted to see at all.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, dude, let the guy. You have your competition right in front of you. He's the guinea pig.
You just have to get points. You just have to get points.
Yeah, like Marcus said, he's just gonna follow the locals.
Yeah, right. I thought was brilliant. Just follow the locals.
All the VR46 dudes, like they all live there. So right. Yeah,
definitely had me confused. Was not sure why he made that move.
Yeah, that was.
Apparently, World Traveler says I have to get off the European nut and nutsack to ask the real questions. I didn't know I was on the European nutsack. Dick. Wow, dude. Yeah. Okay. So, like, we're 45 minutes in, World Traveler. Calm down, bro.
Hank's spicy. Hank's spicy
he is,
today,
dude.
So, I think Martin lost a big chance.
Yeah.
And now
he could have nailed it home, man. He could have nailed it home. He could have padded that championship lead by a lot. Now it's just a little, it's back to where it was basically, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, we've seen him do this.
Yeah.
So many years in a row now. Like he has a chance at the championship, and he's before it's been crashes. Definitely cleaned up his act a little bit this year with the crashes, but it's another dumb mistake. It might as well have been a crash.
I mean, truthfully, I'm dating myself here, but Ricky-Bobby will get this reference. But is he like, if he continues down this path, is he like destined to be the next Mamola, like the Mamola of this generation?
Oh man,
right,
dude.
No,
Blake,
content
number 2.
You can Google Mamola later, bro.
Yeah, is he, back from the 60s when you're growing up, or?
Oh, shut your mouth, man! I was not in the 60s. I'm not that old, asshole.
So, I do think that he's just got to get his act together. It's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to go to Aprilia and go kick some ass? Like, what's going to happen? So he's got to get it done. I did want to bring up Yamaha. Holy crap, Fabio. He was doing really well.
Finally getting some results.
Yeah.
I love seeing that.
Yeah, we dig it. And then they're testing the V4 apparently, or they're coming in a new config. Alex Rins was half to
Yamaha?
0.7 of a second faster at the test
on a V4.
I don't know if he's on a V4. They say they're working on a V4 package, so that's kind of like,
who's saying it?
Just the news, like the different little news sites, or whatever. So. Do you know something?
No,
do you know something?
I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay. I do think that I think it's time. It's time.
It's time to do something. I mean,
I mean,
do you think that the likes of Yamaha and Honda in Grand Prix racing are just kind of gearing up for the newer package of rules
Well, everybody that's not, they have all their not contingencies, but their I can't remember the terminology, but they can do things throughout the season because I think Ducati's the only one that is hamstrung. So it's like, okay, everybody gets to mess with their engine. Ducati's motor's frozen for 2 years. So
what do you think?
I mean, I don't know if y'all saw. I want to say it was in the sprint race, or no, it was back at Oregon last weekend. I think it was Bastianini was behind Fabio coming onto the back straight, and he passed him and gapped him all on the straightaway. And it's just like, how are we losing so much?
Right.
Just on the straights. And promising a better motor package the last 2 seasons, I want to say, and still not getting much. Hopefully that progress from the test is actually something that's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, I hope so.
I mean, the dude's signed. He's a racer. I mean, he's got to know something that we don't, because
definitely,
it can't be all about the money, right? Well, it could be, I guess.
I would hope not.
Right.
I mean, for the sake of the sport, like we got to have guys that actually care about getting things done and not always about the cheddar, right?
Exactly.
I mean, we just want good disparity between all the teams, and obviously pushing engineering is a big thing, and obviously engineering wins out. But to make the racing good, I'm glad they're getting rid of the aero.
No, fuck, they're not getting rid of the aero, man. They're just shrinking it down a little bit.
Shrinking it down. That's pretty much getting rid of the aero.
Transformer shit. That's what they're
doing. That's what. Yes.
Yeah.
So we're not
whatever you want to call it. I call it transformer shit because the bike's like all they need is the little the transformer sound. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that one.
Yeah.
Man, I think we got a good end of the season coming up. I think we got Misano again this weekend, right? It's either this weekend or next weekend. So 2 rounds of Misano, and then they're off. Yeah. They're off for the flyaways. So we got Phillip Island, we got Sepang. I think there's another chance for Mark to win. As much as I don't like to say it, but I think there's another chance for him to win. I think Sepang might actually be it. I don't know why, but he just seems to go pretty good there. So,
what do you think, Blake?
Obviously, I'm hoping Marquez has something for the rest of the season. My biggest thing still is just, the championship leaders. Who's going to make the first mistake now? It's kind of that final.
I think we know who's going to make the first mistake.
I
hope I'm wrong.
Yes, I hope you're wrong.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong because I'm a huge fan of Jorge Martin, but fuck, man.
It's just happened so much. It's happened so much.
Right. Yeah.
Another big thing I'd like to add, kind of touched on it earlier, the Aprilias. Last few years, they kind of had a big upswing, and this year they've had their moments, but they've been struggling a lot.
Right.
I think this round and the last round, I don't know if either of them scored points in the regular race, in the full-length race. Definitely a big struggle from the last part of this season.
Yeah, wow. They struggle with the low grip situation at Aragon after the rain. They were nowhere to be found. They're crushing it.
They're inconsistent because sometimes Espargaro's right there. A lot of times he's like top 5. I don't really count the success of the other guy because that guy's kind of shit and like
he's so up and down. Vinales, he'll have his weekends where he's untouchable, and then he has his weekends where you can't find him.
Yeah, and I know was it Massimo Rivola was talking about on the broadcast because it was really nice just to listen to the entire feed while I was driving home on Sunday. So I didn't actually watch the race. I listened to the race and I listened to all the pre-race stuff. So I picked up on a lot of good, information or whatever. But They were testing because they were talking about their struggles, and they're still trying to figure out setup information and stuff like that. And they were still trying to figure out why they had issues with low grip. But they were hoping to test some certain things at the track at Misano this past weekend to kind of double check their predictions on trying to change the setup and try to get something completely different. So I think that was hopefully something good came of it. But
that was Espargaro's last test with Aprilia, right?
Yep.
Dude, I want that guy to come out swinging. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you're punching out, dude. Send it.
And he's doing great for punching out, because a lot of guys that punch out, like Danny Pedrosa, he was in the back. You know, he was way in the back when it was like his last year.
Actually, somebody mentioned earlier, okay, so I'm old and I said Mamola, but like a better Mamola reference would be Danny Pedrosa.
Who rocked the number 2 like Mamola.
Yeah, like he was the guy second, bridesmaid the whole time, no championship. Yep. So, yeah, thanks for that, Krieger. I think Krieger's the one.
Coda Krieger,
yeah.
You know, I think we need to ask the kid what do you got cooking, man? What do you got cooking for next year?
Yeah.
Next year, so I am signed for 2 years, so I do have another year left. You know, I know I'm coming back. I'm not sure where I'm going to be. But I know I'm back, and we're going to be fighting with definitely Supersport still. So
you're going to be riding Supersport still. You just don't know what team?
Correct. Yes. So
interesting.
We're kind of exploring our options.
Listen to this fucking dude. Like, he's such a pro.
No, I mean, I've spent 3 seasons with N2, and it's been the best I've ever had. You know, it's I got 2 championships in a row, which, I mean, never would have thought that would have happened going into those seasons. So, you know, nothing, you know, we love them. So, you know, things are changing now. So I think, you know, we'll have to see what comes up, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But we are back. We are in Supersport.
That's funny. Chunky Bun says, look at Dustin's I know shit face. Dude, I don't know shit. I'm gonna tell you, I have that face because I was actually talking to Richard at the track yesterday, and I was like, hey, you know, I was like asking him stuff, and he didn't tell me shit. So I was like, that look was because like I asked Stamboli about stuff, and he don't tell me shit.
Hey, right now I don't know much either. So
yeah.
No, I know I'm safe. So you know, I'm happy for that. But you know, I don't know where.
So you're saying you're signed with Yamaha? Is that what that means? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's Halverson's prize fighter. Right?
I'm trying to be. I gotta, you know, you have to fight for that spot.
You gotta roll up them sleeves, boy.
Oh yeah.
Now. Yeah. So you know, should we go through the comments, man?
Let's go through the comments.
We got a few, man. We got quite a few. Wow, shit. I'm scrolling. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? And while I'm scrolling, what do you got? Did you hear about Nick Canepa punching out from racing?
Yeah, Nico Canepa, man. He's punching out after Bowl d'Or, I think, or so that's a bummer.
You know who that is, Blake?
Canepa?
Yeah.
Yeah. He raced with Westby a few years ago.
Yeah,
right?
that guy. Exactly.
Yeah. I actually got to ride with him a little bit this season. He did the 200. So
that's right.
I rode with him some there, and
right.
he definitely knows what he's doing. I can't believe he's signed off.
I'm hearing that he already was doing some stuff on the World Superbike team.
Mm-hmm.
He was like their spotter and stuff, like a rider coach thing.
Yeah.
But I think he's taking a corporate gig, dude. I think he's like Yamaha, YME, like motorsports division, something. So
nice.
And then the other thing is Lynn Jarvis.
Lynn Jarvis is punching out too.
Yeah. Like that dude has been Yamaha's guy like forever.
He's a legend.
Right? So any thoughts on that?
Things are changing.
little mix up.
I don't have much on it. It's
Yeah.
definitely crazy. New generations coming through for sure.
Right. Yeah, just shake up, right? Like it I don't know, it could be positive and Lynn Jarvis has had a great career and worked with a bunch of amazing riders forever.
Yeah.
So, that guy deserves to have a nice little retirement break.
Oh yeah.
Go fishing or whatever they do over there.
Go fishing. Yeah.
I said that because I see the commenter guy from the there's the guy like one of the commenters, he's angler, something angler.
Oh yeah.
The Canadian angler guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So okay, so there's that. And then the other thing is Joel commented that about Haga's kid passing this past weekend. Pretty sad deal,
Yeah.
It was a million years ago, 2009, right? When Ben Spies was over here beating up on Haga, and his kid wanted to go see the Ben, right? And so now, like, that same kid is, crashed out of it. Super sad,
It was. I was really bummed for him, man. Lose your son, dude.
Dude.
And he was, the kid was up and coming, 600, Japanese championship and stuff like that. And what was wild is I watched, they had Assen 2000, where Bayless crashed out of the lead and Haga was riding like a complete maniac.
Right.
On that R7. It was wild, man.
Yeah.
He was all over the place. So it's like, dude, a guy like Haga and have his kid, was like, that was another like Japanese star up and coming. I'm sure he would have been like legit, and that's such a shame.
Right. Our wine buddy is, he says, "Hi, Blake." He says, "A big hello and a hug from me and Jack." He says that they're looking forward to seeing you finish the season strong. You're currently 4th in the standing with 1 non-finish. Say hi to mom and dad and your sis. The wine guy.
Yes, I think I know who he is. We see him and his brother down in Atlanta every season.
Yep, and he brings bottles of wine.
Yeah, I missed out on the bottles of wine last time. I guess he gave it to the truck. I don't know.
Buckets, water buckets is in the chat.
Are
you keeping Chavi warm and cozy in the hotel, Eric?
Oh shit, it's Ed. Wow. ED. First of all, dude, it's like 9:30 for Ed, dude. I know he's an attack boy and he's got to be at the track at dark 30 tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
And he was out at I'm sure he was out at dinner with Fernando because it's Fernando's birthday today. So yeah, everybody, when you walk by Attack Yamaha's pit, find Fernando and wish him happy birthday. That'd be cool.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like hunt down that little dude and be like, "Hey, happy birthday, bro."
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Hey, so I got a super team idea. Blake Davis, Ben Smith, the Clean Cut Boys.
Let's do it.
That's really something.
What team is this? Where are we going?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think an all Yamaha team.
I think Ricky-Bobby's going to start a team. That's what I'm hearing.
There we go.
Yeah?
I know. Clean Cut Boys, man.
Yeah, all you got to do is scam one of those scammers that are trying to finance you for something. Like, hey, you need any money for your business startup? Yeah,
I mean,
dude. And then take that money and go racing.
Johnny Rock Page is still out there, man.
I
saw him on Aaron's
dude,
video.
I got a text message from that guy the other day, bro. I swear.
It's funny. Every time I see an ATM, I think about that guy.
Every time you see an ATM, you think of,
because that's how he got his money. He got his money
know.
from ATM machines. So yeah.
Yeah, I heard from that guy the other day. Like he missed out on Laguna, and he was talking about wanting to do like a 1-day track day. And I'm like, yeah, well, here's the last couple of dates I got. I don't know what that guy's up to. I don't know if he ever married Paris Hilton.
Paris Hilton, no. That didn't happen.
Oh my god, dude, that was the funniest thing ever, man. Like being at Fontana when they were doing the nationals there, and having a plane fly over with one of the banners behind it.
This is will you marry me?
And
Paris?
It was like Paris, whatever Hilton, will you marry me? Like, dude.
Dude, that guy is
nuts, man.
Such a nutball.
Oh yeah, and Joel's saying that he's running for president again, which is
again.
Oh yeah, dude. Like that's right. He ran for president in 2016, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
We're not talking about Moto America because the races are this weekend. We'll talk about
we're going to talk about Moto
next
America.
week.
We've got Blake Davis on, dude. He's already said he's going to smash everybody. Like,
yeah.
What do you want? ¿Qué más tú quieres?
Yeah. We're talking about MotoGP and World Superbike this weekend.
Yeah, dude. That was this past weekend.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Kramers next week. Don't worry.
Yes.
Gotta tune in.
All right. So more comments. Let's see. What do you think of the scheduled change, Blake?
Oh, somebody's happy.
I'm loving it. I am loving it. They brought VIR back. That's my home race. I'm only an hour away from there, so that's going to be huge. And then,
are you mourning the loss of Brainerd?
Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, not gonna lie, I did not like that place. It was not a highlight for me. I had a few years there, and I always struggled there. Just wasn't my track. And I mean, really, I was kind of surprised when we went there the first time. It was, the facilities weren't there, the asphalt wasn't there, the layout wasn't there. It just was very surprising to see a pro series race there.
Right.
It was like racing at Roebling, huh?
Yeah, right. I'd rather race at Roebling. I love Roebling.
Ricky-Bobby and I were talking, and he said something. He's like, dude, Fonger's going to be so pissed.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, right.
It's Fonger and Rocco too, right?
Rocco
and Fonger fucking love Brainerd.
Yep. The bumpier, the better.
Yeah, like they like those bumpy, shitty tracks. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's more trash talking from Hank.
Great. Back to talking about Mediterranean man babies stuck in their mom. What? Oh, it's World Traveler, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cody Krager says the entire CM Moto the entire Moto 2 class could win national championships. Really?
Oh yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. Okay, so Honda's the worst bike now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that Honda's going to do anything like what Yamaha's been doing, making their stuff better? They got to be, right?
I mean, you haven't heard anything about it. Like, I haven't really, tried to dive deep into it or anything, but you don't hear anything about, you hear we did another test, we haven't improved on much. Like, it's just the same thing over and over, except Yamaha's, I feel like trying to make improvements. Honda's just going out there and, maybe tweaking their suspension a little bit. Like, not, they need to make a,
big
lap change. Like, something needs to turn around.
And make it rideable because everybody's crashing.
Right. I mean, I don't think either of the Repsol boys rode at Misano. I know Marini was sick, but I'm pretty sure Mir was hurt.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Dude, that bike's hurting people.
Those guys are. It's like I don't know. Like it's starting to Ducati from when MotoGP kind of got going is where Honda is now.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Ducati in 2011 and 2012 when Rossi was there.
Yes.
Well, I mean, dude, even before that, though, that bike was a pile, except for the 1 year when it was 800s with Casey Stoner.
Stoner was the only person that could ride that bike.
Yeah, Stoner was the only guy that could ride it, but before that, it was like Caparossi couldn't get shit done. Like, no,
I mean, Caparossi won some races. Bayless won some races.
Yeah, but it
wasn't
few and far
absolute dog
between.
shit.
It wasn't like.
At least it could win a race. This Honda can't even win a race.
This Honda can't get points in a race.
No,
You can't even
no
get points in a race. Wow.
Yeah, I mean Zarco actually did pretty good, but
I'm seeing this is kind of funny in the comments. I'm seeing some like argument over how to spell or say Stamboli's name. Calling it Stromboli.
I call him Stromboli.
I call him Stanboli.
Stamboli.
Yeah. So, yeah. What do you guys think of the CF Moto 650 thing?
I'm not sure I've seen that.
I've seen it on the internet. That's about it.
Yeah.
TikTok creators walking around with them. Probably some press launch thing or whatever. So.
Yeah, I don't think much of it. Not until they put somebody legit on it that can ride it, and then we'll see what happens. But if they put somebody who's like mid pack, ain't gonna do nothing. That's nothing. Yeah, China. No, it's a 675 twin.
Is it a twin?
It's a twin.
I thought it was.
I don't think it's a triple. Is it triple? I gotta look it up.
Triple. Yeah. Any reason why the Triumph and World Supersport ain't doing well?
Because it's a street triple and it's not a Daytona. That's why.
Yeah, and
you put fairings on a street triple?
Yeah, it's the same bike. It's the same frame. It's just a little bit slightly different geometry in the neck, and the rear swing arm pivots just like 6 millimeters higher.
I've heard also the front end on those things are terrible.
Yeah, because of
the turn.
Yeah, because it's a lazier geometry because it's a naked bike.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Brandon,
you know what? You're racing in Texas this weekend, and you're in the Supersport class. But you know that guy that Ricky-Bobby mentioned earlier. I guess he's going to ride the Freddie's SBU Superbike. Now Freddie's been behind the scenes and doing a bunch of YouTube shit, and like it looks like a proper Superbike. And I guess Ben's tested it already at Barber.
Yeah.
And word on the street was that he fucking was ripping at Barber on that thing. And so what do you think Ben what do you think Ben's gonna do in Superbike on that thing if it works, everything looks cool?
Honestly, I have no clue. He's obviously always been at the top of Moto America, like no matter what class he's in. But I mean, it's hard to say. It's different out there in the Superbikes. You see even stock 1000, like they're spinning them up or whatever, but you watch Gagne ride or Heron, any of the top guys on the Superbikes, even World Superbike, the way they ride them is just so much different.
Right.
I think it's going to be a lot of learning. I think he'll do he's not going to go out there and win the race by any means. You know, he's not going to be top 5. But
dude, he's not going. Wait, you said he's not going to be top 5.
I would be surprised. I would love to see it. I love Ben. He's always been real nice and everything. But I think it would be very impressive to see.
Yeah, Cody's asking if Cody Krager's asking if Ben has raced at Coda yet. I think he has, right?
Yes, I think he did stock 1000 here last year.
Yeah, he was there last year.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, because that's what he was doing last year.
Right?
Yeah, because that's Flo's home race.
Oh. The Flow for Law.
Yep.
Yeah.
Flow for Law's home race is at Austin, so it's a big deal.
Right.
Yeah, I will tell you, he got the hang of it, and I think we're going to see something pretty good. Just going to say that.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
I would love to see it too, man. I'm not going to say no, but I'm saying like that field is stacked as shit, dude. Like, right? I mean, you've got a couple of Ducati hitters. You've got and I believe Baz really likes Coda. Like Heron, I think, always goes good at Coda too.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Heron goes
Ducatis
really
are
good
going to be a
at Coda.
threat. Their bikes are super fast, and both the riders are super fans of that place.
Yep.
And then you've got JD Beach and Cambobier on their missile rocket ships with wings and shit. So and you
Where
got
do you think we're gonna
you got
see
SDK. What?
Where do you think we're going to see Chavi?
You know what, man? I don't know, but like we're gonna see him out there, and he says he's gonna have a good go of it. I mean, the dude was ripping at Podium Club yesterday.
I mean, that bike has lap record here, so we know it can do it.
Yeah, I mean the dude. He rode some other thing most of the season, so yeah.
I think Cam's gonna be a problem.
Bobier? Dude, Bobier is always a problem. Like that
But
dude,
now
anybody
he's
that
got a
counts
bike.
that guy out's an idiot. That
Yeah.
dude's a lunatic, right?
And he likes Coda. Didn't he get pole on the Moto2 bike there? Or it was front row?
He got front row for sure,
He got
yeah.
front row, yeah. So we got Bobier and then the other Cameron, our Cameron.
Yep.
CP45. I mean, that dude's motivated. Hopefully, I know I think didn't say he hurt his knee or something before Mid Ohio. So hopefully that thing is kind of.
Oh yeah, the meniscus.
Yeah, good to go. Hopefully he's good to go and healthy, and the boys can go fast and get him going.
Yep.
Poor Jake. I'd like to. I think Jake's still going to. I think Jake's going to be at Coda. He's not riding, obviously. Yeah. And he's got to heal up, so Chavi's taking that spot. So
there's 6 dudes right there, and then you got Ben. I do think that whoever is not gonna
seven,
on their game,
7 dudes.
Yeah, so
SDK. So
yeah, that's right, SDK.
You can't leave out that guy. So.
Yeah, you're right. I think any of those guys that are not able to get around that track as good as they need to, Ben's going to be right there or in front of them. So,
and I know this kind of a reach, right? But Posh has been rolling at the end of the season. Posh had his best finish at Ohio. I know he rode great at Brainerd. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him off the back of that group.
Yeah, I mean that dude, he gets going, but like I said, dude, he's on that thing. So like,
yeah, right, exactly.
He's like got a knife and he's in a bazooka fight. So
exactly. You have the BMW that's about to take off, about to launch to space, and then
you
have that.
Exactly. Yeah. So Joel's asking how did Chavi look at Podium Club? Like I said, the dude was ripping. I mean, the conditions are a little weird. It's pretty dirty. They're doing a bunch of construction out there, building facility stuff, which is a positive sign. But so and it was 109. So lap time wise, though, I mean, it was right there. It was right there with what Jake and those guys were doing in the same conditions in the wintertime. So
something real quick I wanted to add on. Martin Cardenas coming into Supersport.
Yeah, dude.
That could be amazing. Just that I get to ride with him.
Yeah, dude, that guy is a legend, and he was a ripper back in the day. So
definitely,
he's riding the Top Pro thing, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I brought it up to Stefano because he was up there at Pitt with me, and I was like, it didn't take too long to figure out who the mystery picture was. And he was like, yeah, they weren't trying to hide it. And he's like, I'm like, dude, I was stoked for your boy to come back. I remember him pitting with Martin in the CCS days back in 2013, 14. And they were hanging out with Jose Westside. And dude, they were ripping, man. And I miss that dude. He was always a thorn in the side of Tommy and Josh and everybody, dude.
Yeah. Well, did y'all see a few months ago, he raced one of the, I don't know if it was in Brazil or...
It was Colombia, probably. I think it was Colombia.
One of the national races down there on a completely stock bike, and I think got second or third, on the podium in the national series on a completely stock bike, stock exhaust. It was very impressive.
Yeah. See you, Steven. Good night, buddy. my buddy from AHRMA with the 70s CB750. Just had to say goodnight to him.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And then,
But yeah.
yeah. Oh look, we let all the retired old men come out and play.
Yeah. Worm
Yeah,
getting on the
saying,
box.
dude, attack should call up Colin Edwards to come out.
Put on the old Vance and Hines Yamaha leathers.
Oh man, that would be something.
That would be pretty awesome.
Oh my god, that would be something. That's super funny, man.
Yeah.
That's
well,
shit, dude, we're like
awesome.
an hour and
Yeah.
15 into this thing,
Yeah.
man.
Ricky-Bobby's got to go to bed.
So, so you're gonna go and just hurt feelings and smash everybody this weekend?
That's the plan. Come out swinging.
That's right, dude. All right. Yeah, I'm curious to see what you think about Coda after you ride it. Like I was there a couple months ago, and man, that place is. It took me like half a day to learn, but I'm not a professional rider like yourself. I was like, at lunchtime the first day, I was like, man, are you guys a little lost, or is it just me? Like, I don't know. I couldn't imagine having to do that in a 20-minute session or whatever.
Yeah, I heard it's like 2 tracks in one. After you have before the back straightaway and after the back straightaway. It's
yeah.
It's such a huge track.
Yeah, and you're gonna be in 6th gear, like long enough to microwave a burrito and eat it. Yeah, bro, like that. It's definitely like that.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know what, man? We wish you the best of luck. Yep. Go fast, take chances, all that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And Ricky-Bobby, what do you got going on this weekend?
Ricky-Bobby is going to be watching some races and packing up the house because we're going to be moving in a little over a month. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, Chili and I did the Palomar Mountain thing last weekend, which was really funny. And he's coming up this weekend, and we're going to ride from here to Ventura this weekend.
Oh yeah.
That should be interesting. And then next weekend is the start of the tour.
Oh yeah. So you got to get ready for your long
I'm already ready, bro. Like it's whatever. It's gonna be great.
That's gonna be great.
So we're raising money for the Arthritis Foundation, cycling from Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco, and over the course of 8 days, headed down to the Santa Monica Pier. I have a link in the description of the video. If you can donate, please do so. It would help me out a lot. I'm a little short on my my goal there, so
let's all get Dustin up to his goal.
Yes, and then let's see what else. I got a text message from Ed too before I hang up.
Well, I got my track day on at Roebling on Monday 9/23. We're almost full. We got just over 15 spots to go.
No shit.
Yeah. So
at Roebling, right?
Yep. So we got Sammy Halpert who's gonna come and
slamming.
Yep, slamming Sammy Halpert, and then I think Ben's gonna try to make it, and then got a couple other good coaches that are hanging around. And
you said the 23rd.
Yeah, the 23rd. You want to come down?
Hey, if I can make it down, I'd love to. I love that track.
You are more than welcome, my friend.
Man,
just give me a text.
I'm gonna have to put a pin in that for next year, bro, because I want to come do that.
Well, I got to put a pin in one of your tracks.
Yeah, you got to come out to Laguna with us, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been scumbagging you pretty heavy for 2 years now. So
multiple. Yeah, we're trying to get me to come race up there, and then it just was like, once the airline ticket skyrocketed to $1,000, I'm like, dude, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So
I hear all of that. All of that.
Yeah.
Well, Blake, you know what, man?
Yeah, man.
Best of luck to you this weekend, and thanks everybody for checking out the weekend hangover. And dude, whoop that ass this weekend, yeah.
Let's go.
Thank y'all for having me. I'm on it. I got it.
Yeah, let's go, brother.
Yeah.
All right, all. Good night.
See you guys.
See ya.
All right, see ya.